talked about it yesterday, just that chip on your shoulder. Everyone talking about a neutral AFC Championship game, not even thinking about you guys. How much did that motivate you coming into this?
You better send those refunds.
I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. Back-to-back champs, kings of the north with it. Thinking they can hang with us, still ain't jumped out the porch with it. Long bomb to chase every Sunday, watch him go and get it. Double up on him, then we gon' double down on T. Higgins. Then throw Boyd in the mix, now you really iffy. Every Sunday showing boys how to really gritty. They try to shuffle up the game on us, but they ain't icky. Flip the coin, kick the toe right to the go and get it. Never know what's gonna happen when Joe drop back. He get shiesty in the pocket, I get shiesty on the track. Nobody on the team all pro, that's all cap. Most all around team in the NFL, that's all fact. Ain't came across nobody yet that seem like they can hang with us. They said we couldn't be Buffalo, but see how we call they bluff. Underdogs every week, they keep on trying to label us. Put your money on us, even if Vegas don't favor us. No matter what, we really came up, now it's hard to fail. I dare you come across that middle, Von gon' ring your bell. I know we under they skin, them boys built frail. Eli Apple out there chirping like a next tail. You don't want Salmon Trey to come off them ends. Rita clogging up the middle like a big body Benz. Right behind them Logan and Pratt, the turnover twins. Jesse Bates in the backfield just to clean up the loose ends. We just drafted Cam and drafted Hill. Instant gratification every time that they on the field. We can't go back to what we was, cause that's the loser way. It's been hard to throw on us since we picked up a Woozier. It's like win after win, feel like we could really do it. Zach Taylor doing the same for the city, I give it to him. And I bet Samaji will find a hole if you give it to him. Hayden Hurst don't need a hole, he just plan on running through him. Just hand it out to 28 and let him do the dash. Getting hit by BJ Hill probably feel like a car crash. Every week it seem like Lou digging deeper in his bag. And if the game on the line, all my favorite money match. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. And we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. And we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up.
What do we say, Dolph? They gotta play us!
That's right, y'all. They gotta play us. And it starts tomorrow. Cannot wait. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Tronopole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the back-to-back North AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals. Now, do me a favor, if you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. You guys are awesome. I'm up to 2,276 subscribers. As always, I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, why not? Please do so. Please go to the YouTube channel Sports with Strawberry Ice. Hit the subscription button, hit the bell for notification. Every time I go live, you'll be notified. Also, exclusively in the YouTube chat crew, we're doing super chats. So if you have a question that you'd like to ask the Godfather, because the Godfather will be joining me around 6 o'clock, or you just want to ask me a question or just support the show, give me a super chat. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. The Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And you know what? I'm wearing it today. Got the Jackpot Joey shirt on. I got the Cincy hat on today, which I'll get to that here in a minute. But if you want any of the flags or the hats or the shirts or anything like that, go to jackpotjoey9.com. Portions of the proceeds go to the Joe Burrow Hunger Relief Fund and the Joe Burrow Fund. The beer will be coming out here very shortly. If you guys have not signed up yet for the Jackpot Joey Cornhole Tournament, please do, because 100% of the proceeds for that are going to the Joe Burrow Foundation. So you can go there. It's at Brink Brewery. You can sign up at any of Brink Brewery's social media platforms. They got it on their website. So they're on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Not TikTok, but Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. So go check that out and see if you could beat me. And I think Greg's going to be on. Big Sandwich is going to be my partner. We'll see. Either way, it's going to be a great time. Make sure you guys show up, show out. It's going to be the day after the Bengals beat the Packers in the preseason game. What's up to everybody in the chat? Stranger, you're first. What's going on? Jungle Jerry Houday Holmes, you're there. Craig, what's up? Royal Flush Terry. Yeah, the Reds, man. I know. Like, I've gotten to the point. I think the Brewers have our number. Hopefully, we win these next two games, and we're back in first place. We'll see tonight. We'll see what happens. Kenny, what's up? Matt, you're in there. Ross is up there. And Royal Flush Terry, I already said hi to you. What's up to everybody in the chat? All right, guys. So, like I said, yesterday I had an absolute blast this past weekend. Friday night was awesome. We went to Little Miami Brewery. Teddy K was there. And his best friend Matt are there, who they're the ones that started the Cincy Hat. And Ted Kerr stood for, 6 hours or more, signing hats, taking the time to talk to everybody who was there. He's the nicest guy. Matt is cool. Their wives are awesome. I met them all. It was great. Now if you want, this all goes to the village of Maurici, where they help out. Let me make sure I read this right. They help out and they've built 40 adult developmental disability apartments, and they're brand spanking new. And Ted did a little video yesterday, put it on Twitter. And if you have not seen it yet, I figured I'd put it on here because if you bought a Cincy hat or bought a shirt or any of that stuff, you know, you got a cool hat, you got to meet Ted or whatever, but this is what it goes to, and it's really cool. So check it out.
These are the North End Apartments here in Carmel, Indiana. Because of your support with the Cincy Hat, we have over 40 adults with developmental disabilities that will get to live in this community. I'm Ted. Nice to meet you.
I'm Stephanie.
Nice to meet you, Stephanie. I'm Ted. Are you new here?
Yeah, I just moved in Monday.
Wow.
Yep, this is my apartment.
Look at this. Wow.
This is my apartment.
This is big. Hey, Sammy. Can we take a tour of your apartment?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Look at this. I love what you've done to the place here.
Oh, thanks.
Now look at these incredible new apartments here. Every single resident will receive all of this new technology, these new appliances, brand new finishes, builds. This is a new construction funded in a big part by the Cincy Hat Project. This otherwise, it would be unattainable housing, but through the village of Maurici, they've created this to be affordable housing, and these adults get to live on their own, many for the first time in their lives. So
you just moved in Monday? Is this your first time living by yourself?
Yes.
So you just moved in on the 15th. Is this your first time living by yourself?
Yes, in the actual apartment in Carmel, yes it is.
Okay.
Awesome. Have you ever lived on your own before?
Uh-uh.
Are you excited?
Oh yeah.
These adults would otherwise be living with their parents, a caretaker, or some other group home setting, where now they're integrated into a high-end community here in Carmel, Indiana, with amenities, job opportunities, neighbors, families. There's just a sense of community that would otherwise be missing in their lives. An independent lifestyle, having a community, having neighbors, and having friends. We started the Cincy Hat Project back in November. And since then, we've sold over $500,000 worth of hats. Between that and donations, we've raised over $750,000 for the village of Maurici. And it was really important for me to show you where this money has gone, to show you the community that you've helped build through your support. So I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful, and we're going to continue to strive and create opportunities for adults with developmental disabilities to live an independent lifestyle. Can't wait for a big year ahead. Hooday.
I mean, that's awesome. I mean, this is the tweet that Ted put out yesterday. He said, "Thank you, Hooday Nation, because of your support at Cincy Hat Project. 40 adults with developmental disabilities get to move into their own apartments in Carmel, Indiana. We have been so excited to show you all where it is." And that was the video. But I mean, just the small part that I've had to do with it, which is not very, very big at all. I know Bengals and Brewers, my boys have done an absolute awesome job. They've killed it. I know they got their fantasy league, and all the money for that is going to the village of Maurici. So if you guys have not signed up for Bengals and Brewers fantasy league, I know they got a couple of spots left. I think they got like 5 leagues, or 6 leagues. I can't remember. I can't remember what Dale or Derek told me right now, but it's at least 5 or 6 fantasy leagues. So if you have not signed up for there, go sign up there. Like, you get all that money is going to the city of our village of Maurici. And like I said, it's just cool, man. It's a cool hat. I mean, Ted's a good dude, and yeah, I mean, I agree with you there, Holmes. You know, hey, Ted isn't doing this to win anything. You know, he literally just did it because he made these hats for just his friends. That's how he started. And then everybody kept asking him about it. And then on the fly, he's like, all right, we're going to sell them and we're going to give all the money to the village of Maurici. And it's on the fly. And it has grown. It started in November, he said, and it has grown from there. And it is just absolutely freaking awesome. So, I mean, shout out to anybody who's bought the hats. Like I said, if you haven't bought, just just texting Matt back and forth, trying to get Matt to come on the show today, but he is busy packing up hats. So they're selling more. Go to thecincyhat.com. I should have put the website up there, but I did not do that. But I mean, it's just a great cause and awesome. And that's the power of Who Dey Nation. That's the power of this fan base. And it's awesome. I'm very, very happy to be a part of it. Like I said, if you missed Friday night, you missed a really, really good time. It was an absolute blast. Now we had other news today. Now, training camp starts tomorrow. I cannot wait. We're going to get down there and see our boys. But there's some new stuff that's in Paycor. Now, this is from Mike Petraga, my boy Trags. He said this is from Caroline Blackburn, digital. Let me make sure I read this right. Digital Senior Manager of Strategy, which is a very interesting title. The Bengals have put in $20 million in improvements. And it's kind of cool. My boy, Who Dey Baby, he's on there. Harrison's on there. They got some cool pictures up there. I can't wait to get in and see the mural and see the new stuff. But here's a little video I got from Trags that Caroline will put out today and explain all the new stuff that's at Paycor.
We know when fans come to games, they want to come, they want to get high quality food, they want to get it quickly so that they can go back and sit and watch the game. And that's what all of our concessions renovations were about. Adding self-serve kiosks that are faster, adding express markets, adding more points of sale. So we can't guarantee there won't be any lines, but our goal is to make those lines as short as possible so that fans can go back and enjoy the game. Second, it's about adding more energy. So Seth will talk about how exactly that's being programmed, but we're adding new and additional LED boards to the interval and to other spaces in the stadium. We're excited about the energy that those will add. And then finally, we want to add some of the personality from the team and the city into the stadium. So now when you walk in the west side, when you come in gate A, you'll hopefully feel this really cool jungle vibe. There will be this jungle bar that's behind us that has features taken from the media day set. So we have these custom torches that are Bengals themed. And then you can even walk over and actually get pictures in the media day set that all the players used on media day, which I think will be awesome for fans. You can go and post on social pictures of you in the same media day set that Joe and Jamar were in. And separately on the east side, you come in, we want you to feel connected to the city. And so we worked with a local artist to build a mural. We're doubling the size of the bar down there, doubling the point of sale. I think it will be a really fun, energetic place for people to go before games, hang out with friends, and get ready for the games that's about to start. So we're excited about all of these innovations that we brought in. We think they're going to be additive. We think they will help, like I said, bolster the game day experience.
That's cool. I'm one thing that we've, I guess, discussed last couple of years that the Bengals, and that was one of my issues. They never put any money into the stadium, and it looked exactly the same as it did in 2000. They're starting to do that now. One of the things I liked is they're trying to get you in and out of concession stands faster. I like us to be able to get in and out of bathrooms a little faster. That's because the lines are awful. But I mean, it's cool to see the improvement. It's cool to see that the Bengals are spending their own money on this. And like I said, the mural looks cool as hell. I know Who Dey Baby's on there and Harrison's on there. I don't know who else is on there. I have to, because they took a picture of it. It's kind of angled, so you can't see everything. So I guess we'll find out this Saturday for Back Together again, which is, I'm so excited to go to that. I mean, it's the official start. I mean, training camp's officially starting tomorrow. The official starting is Saturday. When we're all back there, we're all hanging out, have a good time. Let's see here. Let me go to Kenny. How about Paul's great granddaughters? He would be proud. Exactly. Katie and Caroline have been unbelievable. I really give them a lot of credit for the improvements to the stadium, improvements to the Ring of Honor, the way they interact with the fans. And Katie, or excuse me, Elizabeth, I'll get it right. Katie Blackburn, too many girls. Katie Blackburn, daughter of Mike, is awesome. She's the one, I know people say Mike's still the owner, which he is. Katie's pretty much running it. That's where I'm at. And I think she's done a good job also of trying to keep, this team together. Now we'll find out. The first chip dropped with Joe Mixon Hopefully Joe Burrows is coming up soon. They're not going to talk about it. And I like that Mike Brown not basically, at the Mock Turtle Soup on Monday said, I made an agreement with Joe Burrow's Joe Burrow's free agent. I'll try this again. Joe Burrow's agent, if I can talk here, that we were not going to discuss the contract in the media. I'm fine with that. We don't necessarily need to know what's going on. It's going to get done. I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about how much is going to be left, and hopefully we can sign T. So we'll see what's going on. But the changes that the Bengals have made over the last 5 years is unbelievable. Let's go here to T-Bowl 54. I love the new additions. Game day just got better. Katie and the rest of the front office and the families are doing big things. Exactly. Heidi Cook, what's up? How are you? And it's so much fun to see the stuff that you're doing. It's what we've all wanted. Yes, we wanted a winning team, but we wanted to feel like we were a part of the team. We wanted to feel like they cared about us. And for the longest time, it felt like they didn't give two craps about the fans. And now that is totally flipped around. I mean, it is a complete and utter 180. Because that was one thing. Like, okay, the Reds didn't have a winning team, but they'd always do something to the stadium. It was always kind of cool to go see the new stuff at the stadium. And Paul Brown at the time, Pete Cornell, was always the same. Seeing that it's changing, I think it's a lot of fun. I cannot wait. Charles here. It would be cool to have an app on your phone to order food and have it brought to your seat. That would be cool. Plus, the servers bringing food would get good tips. You know what? They actually they don't bring you the food, but when I was down in St. Pete, Tampa Bay area, and when we go to the Rays games there, they have an app there or it's not an app. You actually go to a kiosk and you order it there, and then you go stand in line and you get your food that way. But yeah, that'd be a great idea if you could order it on your phone and they bring it to you. I mean, that might clog up the highways because everybody might be doing it. And if you've ever been down to Paycor, the internet doesn't work all that great. That's why I always have a hard time tweeting out stuff because everybody's on their phone. But it's a good idea. I think they got to up their band down there. Ross going to turn Vegas into the jungle January. Exactly. Jackpot Joey is going to Vegas. It's just it's the perfect nickname. Jackpot Joey. We're going to win the Super Bowl in Vegas this year. It's already written, right? Doesn't it sound right? I don't know. Anthony, what's going on? Who Dey, sir? Back together. Weekend is upon us. Can't wait. Exactly. And the Burrow magic is unreal. Now, did you guys see where Barstool interviewed Joe Burrow as they talked about him endorsing body armor? If you guys haven't seen it, it's on my Twitter page. It's absolutely freaking hilarious. But yeah, what you got, Terry? Yeah, you're right. He meant February, yes. I think he meant February, not January. Well, Super Bowl like forever was in January. Now it's in February. You're right. You are correct. All right, so other Cincinnati news. Hold on a second. Let's get T-Bay real quick. At the Ohio State game, they allow you to mobile order and head to the concession stand, pick it up fast and no wait. We're making big strides. That might be the next thing they do. I don't know. We'll see. Uh-oh. What we got here? I think we got a hater amongst us. Jim, Chiefs Day gonna beat them Bengals. Or you spelled bungle. You spelled Bengals wrong. We'll see. Corey, what's up? Who Dey? Lombardi's coming. Can't wait for Saturday. Exactly. And by the way, Chiefs, you do know you beat the Eagles for the Super Bowl, right? I'm just like to remind you guys that because for some reason, they're always coming after us Bengals fans. Yeah, I can't help it. You named your stadium Burrowhead. It's not my fault. Charles, when is joint practice with the Packers? Are they week 1 preseason game? I have to look that up. I don't know offhand. I think it's 18th, 17th or 18th, because whatever that is, the next day is the Jackpot Joey cornhole tournament. I don't have that information right at hand. But if you guys watched the show last week, I had Neil Meyer on, and he was talking about the TBT, which if you don't know what the TBT is, it's called the basketball tournament. They've been doing it for about 10 years now. And it's a lot. Mostly it's college basketball team alumni players get in and They raise money for charity, but they have a chance to win $1 million. The Bearcats have not done very well in this. They are this year. They're going by the Nasty Natty. They advanced to the quarterfinals, which is the Elite Eight. It's going to be in Dayton because they played in Cincinnati, played Xavier all weekend. They won that region. Now they're moving to Dayton. Tickets go on sale. I think they're already on sale. If you go to Nasty Natty Twitter page, I think, or mine, I tweeted it out. Go there and 7 o'clock Monday night in Dayton. I would love to go, but I can't because I have to work too early. So I can't drive to Dayton and get back in time to go to work at 4 a.m. But if you are missing some basketball and you want to see some former Bearcats, go check that out. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's real bad. It's interesting because they do the Elam ending where they take the total score, I think it is, and then add 8 points to the leading score. So basically, they have a target score in like the last 2 minutes of the game. Where first team to reach that wins. It's really interesting way to do it. So make sure you guys check it out. Let's see here. Oh, did I see your new ring? Yeah, I've seen your ring. Yeah, it's cool. It's pretty. I plan on getting one. No Chiefs allowed in this chat. Kick rocks. Nah, he's allowed. He's fine. I don't care. You can come in here. It's fine. Kelsey's starting to get old. Oh, see what happens. I don't know. I'm a Reds fan, though. Hey, well, there you go. You got one flaw. You're a Chiefs fan, but you're a Reds fan, so that's cool. It's all right. Anyway, like I said, I don't care if you guys come in. It's fine. I'm like, dude, honestly, I go back and forth with Chiefs fans. I have so much fun with it. Because honestly, when I went to Kansas City for the AFC Championship game, Chiefs fans were great to me. They were awesome. And most of them agreed with me. We will see you guys next year. And like I keep saying is I am hoping it's in the jungle. Because I'm tired of going to Burrowhead. Dale, if Dale's watching right now, he's just screaming, "Stop calling it Burrowhead!" I can't help it. It's funny. But yeah, it's going to be the biggest rivalry. It is the biggest rivalry now in the AFC, Bengals and Chiefs. It'll be interesting if the Bills factor. Well, I don't say factor. They're going to factor into this, but how much of the last couple of years has hurt the Bills? You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. What we got? Burrow Ted. Hey, you guys won. You can call it whatever you want. But, you only beat. That's the first time you beat us in 4 tries. So, anyway. I see here. Ross, who you got here? He said, worst fans have been around. Oh, yeah. Browns fans are, they're something else. They act like they've won like 25 Super Bowls, and they've literally not even been to one yet. Charles, the only reason why Chiefs made it to Super Bowls because we had 3 starting O-linemen down. If we went that full game fully healthy, up front, back-to-back Super Bowls, I can't disagree with that. And if we don't punt the ball right down the middle of the freaking field, that would help. And if Joseph Osai doesn't hit Patrick Mahomes out of bounds, that would help too. Either way, but yeah, if we had a full offensive line, yeah, I'd take the Bengals. I'm gonna take the Bengals this year because we got Zeus. TB, I'd love to have 2 or 3 playoff home games this year in Paycor. 2 if we get that 1 seed. Yeah, and that's the thing. I've said this, and I've never heard the Bengals say this, but Zach did say, pretty sure I saw on Twitter that Joe is going to play in the preseason. It might be 1 series at the end of the game, last game. I don't think Zach is going to change what he's been doing as far as playing time in the preseason because it's worked. I mean, went to Super Bowl and went to the AFC Championship game. So, I mean, it's worked. And you still have gotten guys hurt. We still have been living, and it's always been the offensive line the last 2 years. So I think they are really going to put an emphasis on trying to get that number 1 seed. And that comes with getting off to a good start. Now, home-wise, we lost 1 game last year at home, and that was the Steelers game, which if Clark Harris doesn't get hurt, we win that game. I mean, and if Joe doesn't have an appendectomy, we win that game. So, it's if buts, whatever, there's always, well, if this happened or that happened, it didn't happen. We lost to the Chiefs, but we'll be back. Let's see here. Pork Chop, you're in big fancy on my way to work. What's up, man? Let's see. Ross, NFL wants their golden boy in the Super Bowl. Yeah, they want Joe Burrow. You're right. They want jackpot. That's why he's going to be in this year. Refs won't give rep. And there were some calls, but we'll see. Maybe, but that's what O-line depth is for. And I agree with you on that. And that's a good point, Jim. That's why I want the Bengals to keep La'el Collins. At all costs, keep him. Because the last 2 years, we've had an injured O-line. But, Jim, to be honest, most NFL teams would struggle if you lose 3 of your starting offensive linemen. So, most teams don't have that much depth on their offensive line. 3 is a lot to lose, no matter what team you are. But that's why I still want to keep La'el. I want La'el and I want Jax Carman as our 2 main backups. That would be better than I think Jackson was the backup last year. Jackson did okay. But La'el as your backup or your swing tackle, give me that all day long. Let's see here. Comments here. Kenny, like Joe said, see on the field who they exactly. We're going to prove it on the field. That's what it comes down to. Charles, yep. This is why we signed Orlando Brown. If he fits our system really well. Plus, it's a huge upgrade in the rushing game. We have a right tackle spot open for competition, but outside of that, we're good. See, all right. Why does everybody think that the right tackle is an open competition? It's literally Jonah Williams' job. I mean, they're paying him all that money. He's not going to sit the bench unless he just plays awful. And the thing is, what drives me nuts, last year, nobody was complaining about Jonah Williams. He was not on the radar. We were more right tackle, interior line. We didn't say anything about Jonah. Jonah had 2 dislocated kneecaps. Jonah Williams is going to be fine at right tackle. It's Jonah Williams' job. Now, if La'el Collins was healthy, then yes, it would be a competition. La'el's not going to be. There's no way La'el's going to be healthy for beginning of the season, let alone the beginning of camp. So this is where we have depth. Put La'el on the pup list. Let him get nice and healthy. Jonah's be right tackle. But dude, honestly, this is our best offensive line we've had since 2015. Jonah Williams, he's probably not going to be here after this year, but Jonah Williams is going to make a hell of a lot of money because he's already proved he can play left tackle. Say what you want about him. Lots of teams will give him lots of money to go play left tackle for them. Now he's going to prove he can play right tackle. That's pretty freaking valuable. I mean, honestly, if a guy can switch from right to left and he doesn't skip me, which I think he'll be fine. I don't know for a fact, but that's where I just don't understand why people keep saying it's an open competition. I mean, it's really not. Look at the money. Unless Jonah just falls on his ass, Jonah Williams is going to be the starting right tackle. Let's see here. Let's go back to Jim. What do you got here? I think the Bengals are good, but how did the Browns keep beating them so bad? Well, they keep beating them because we play games that it doesn't matter. Because every time we play them at the end of the season, and we don't care. That's it. They beat us in Cleveland last year. I'll give them that one. But other than that, it's always games that we already wrap stuff up and we don't care. That's why. Let's see. Yep, Orlando Brown can show you guys what a shiny ring looks like. Yeah, he's going to get another one this year, but it's going to be orange and black. Sean, what's up? Gang, treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. All right. I don't know what that means, but I'm with you. Charles, it is Jonah Williams' spot to lose, but switching sides is not easy. Easy task. If Jonah can transition and stay healthy, he should be okay, but there is a chance he struggles. There is a chance, but it's not like he's never done it before. He played right tackle in college. He's had since March to start working on it, so Orlando Brown said it this way. It's like changing your fighting stance, He can do it. Jonah said he's going to do it, in his press conference when he showed up to training camp or mini camp. He's going to do it. He's going to make it work. So maybe I'm looking at it through orange-colored sunglasses, but I just don't think it's that big of a deal or it's going to be that hard for him to do it. But we'll see. T-Ball, Cheeto, being activated and ready for the season is huge for our defense. I'm excited to see how the rest of the secondary does this year. Our secondary is going to be awesome. Now, Cheeto, I don't know how much he's going to play. He's now like preseason wise because he said his goal is to be ready for the season. He wants to be ready game one of the season, not preseason. So, I mean, he's been running around and looking pretty good, in minicamp and stuff like that. We'll find out this week when everything really gets started. But our secondary, it's got to be one of the fastest in the NFL. I mean, with Cheeto there, you got Mike Hilton, you got Juice, and then the safeties now, which I'm a little leery on that because, I mean, you lose Bell and Bates. That's a big loss. I mean, I think Dax and Scott or Dax and Battle are going to be good, but the communication and just Bell and Bates knowing the system as well as they did is hard to replace. Sean, what's your opinion on Jordan Battle? Do you think he's more of a faster Von Bell? I think he's more like Von Bell. I think by the end of the year, there's a chance he's either going to be the starter or he's going to be getting more or just as many snaps as Scott. Because I'm curious if they'll do the 3 safety set a lot this year. They did it a little bit last year. They started doing it more toward the end. So I'm wondering, since you don't have Bates and Bell, that they might use that more. So, eventually Battle, nothing against Scott. I think Battle is eventually going to be our starting safety there. Royal Flush Terry, what is up? The first 2 games will be a true test for Jonah and the offensive line. Cleveland and Baltimore are pretty solid with their front sevens. So we will find out early if Jonah can adapt to the pressure right tackle. Yeah. And I mean, but let's be honest. Jonah's faced them before. I know it's going to be on the other side. He's done okay, and he's had games where he hasn't done okay. So it's going to be a good test. I mean, he gets tested every year. We play against some of the best defenses in the league with the Ratbirds and the Browns and the freaking Squealers. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Let's see here. Joe Burrow fishing partner up body armor. I saw that. And like I said, that was an awesome video they did with Barstool. It's funny as hell. I retweeted it. You should go check it out. Jim Bates did own Tyreek the past few years. Yeah. Yeah. So Apple, but they're both gone. Ken, what's up? Iceman, did it sound like coach is going to let the starting O-line take some snaps this season in the preseason? I kind of got that feeling, to be honest. Like when he said Joe was going to play, I don't think it's going to be much, but I do think they are going to take some snaps because I do think that hurt them last year. I mean, if you remember the Dallas game, we couldn't stop anybody. We couldn't stop Micah Parsons to save our life. I mean, it was like no offensive line was there. So yeah, I think he's going to let him start at least the first drive of the last preseason game. I think just to get the rust out. I mean, and things don't. It's not as critical as it was last year. Last year we had 4 new linemen altogether last year, including Well. So it was, to my opinion, it was more critical last year. The interiors played together before. Now Jonas played with him, but he's going to be on the switch of sides, and you really only have one new one, and that's Zeus. But I do think that he should let them play at least a little bit in there because it's just like and Dave Lapham has forgot more offensive line than I have. He always says it's like a fist. They got to be going in the same direction all at the same time. So I think they're going to let them play some or not, but we'll see. Now, here is one of the coolest looking dudes that's about to jump on my show. He's in his car. He's got shades on. He looks like a total Cali dude. He's the Godfather, Anthony Costanzo. What's up, Shades?
Hey, I kind of forgot I had him on. Hey.
What's going on, brother?
How you doing?
Good, man. You're not driving, are you?
No, I'm parked.
Okay, that's good.
I'm not. I am far away from a computer, so I have to use the phone. I hope I sound okay.
Yes, you sound fine.
Couldn't get in front of an official computer, but good to be yakking with you. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late, my friend.
You're all right, dude. You're all right. I appreciate you coming on because we kind of got our wires crossed. You thought it was next Tuesday. I'm like, it's actually tomorrow. So I appreciate you coming on. But hey, tomorrow's the day, man. I'm excited. What are the training camp stories that you're looking for? I mean, everybody on the chat here keeps talking about Jonah moving right to left and how it's an open competition. I keep saying I don't think it's an open competition. I think it's Jonah's job to lose. I mean, what's your story? What you think about Jonah?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that. I think it is Jonah's job to lose for the most part, but this team still seems pretty committed to giving Jackson Carman every shot possible, and giving him all the looks. So I still think your best five. I think I caught a tail end of you talking about the offensive line here just a second ago, but I mean, he's one of your best five, right? That you would have out there. What do you do with Lael Collins if and when he's ready? Is he going to just kind of be a alternate off the bench? And I kind of said this, I think yesterday on a show I did, that maybe he's just the guy that is, since they've had so many injuries towards the end of the season and in the postseason and everything, maybe he's the guy that he's your emergency right tackle, maybe even emergency left guard, that sort of thing, because he's played both in the NFL. So I don't know. Again, kind of a problem, but in some ways a good problem to have. And that's one story. And then I guess I was at a lunch event, so I couldn't really keep too close of an eye on Twitter, but I think they activated Cheeto.
Yep. Cheeto's good to go.
That was a pleasant surprise, a lot sooner than I would have thought. Not that I thought he would have lingered on there for a long time. Just, you just really want to be precautionary and take it slow. And when you take a guy off a pup, I mean, that means, they're not getting back on it. So, that was kind of a pleasant surprise. So right there, that's a story I think that's bearing a lot of weight right now with the team.
Yeah, I said, I kind of spoke on it a little earlier. I don't think Cheeto is going to play a ton in the preseason. I think they're going to take it easy on him. If you saw some of the Twitter videos, he's out there, he's running around without a knee brace on, in minicamp, which kind of scared me. I'm like, all right. So, he looks to be ahead of schedule. Now, he said his goal was to play the first game of the season. So it looks like he's on schedule for that.
It's also, playing the first game of the season, what does that mean, right? Does that mean starting and playing 80 to 90+% of the snaps? Does that mean playing half of the snaps? And, it's also mixing in DJ Turner. What all does that mean? It's kind of up in the air, and it is going to be up to Cheeto how he feels and everything. I think this is, if he is obviously ready to go, which I believe that the team and the fact that they got him off the PUP list shows that he is. But I think this is a really good thing to get this out of the way early. I am hesitant because you never want to rush a guy back too soon. But if he is going to start early in the season, if he is going to start week one, getting into that quote game shape, taking a couple of hits and, kind of knocking the rust off a little bit from missing half a season, that's going to be, that's going to prove to be good things for him if he's ready to start early in the season, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I just got to put this out. You're freaking pork chop out. He said, Godfather without the hat. What world am I living in? I think this is real estate AC here.
I had to do a little.
Believe it or not, he's got an actual real job.
Yeah, alternate ego today.
But honestly, going into
I have a hat in the car. I can throw a hat on if you want me to do it.
It's up to you, man. You're freaking pork chop out, but it doesn't take a lot to freak him out. So but going into training camp, there really isn't a lot of stories. There's not a lot of holes on this team, to be honest. I'm with you on Lael Collins. I've said this from the get-go. I want to keep him because Super Bowl, Riley Reef got hurt. AFC Championship game, we're out 3 offensive linemen. If you can put him on the PUP list and he's doesn't come back to week 6 or whatever, if that's your extra tackle, your swing tackle or whatever, or your backup, I'm taking it because last year's have proven we can't keep our offensive lineman healthy and he can play guard and tackle. So that's a pretty darn good insurance. And Richard Skinner has told me I'm crazy that they're not going to do it because of the money. But yeah, but if they sign Logan Wilson or anybody like that, that money doesn't kick in until next year. So I'm not sure, and I don't ever claim to be a salary cap guru or anything, but I don't think the money that he's paid this year affects a contract next year.
Yeah, I think it depends on how you structure all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
I think that plays into that. I also don't think, I think, what was it? An article, was it PFF? I can't remember exactly who put it out there, but there was an article that recently that said that the Bengals are basically in the best shape in terms of dead cap space currently on their team and all kinds of stuff. Right. So, while they need a lot of scratch and a lot of money to get these extensions done, I don't know that they are absolutely desperate and just need to start shaving. Now that may change if and when all these dominoes kind of fall here. But to your point, yeah, they need as many able bodies late in the season as possible. And by the way, Collins wasn't really all that. I don't even ever believe he was really 100% through much of last year anyway. He had the back stuff where he was taking rest during the week and all that kind of stuff. And so now you look at it from a perspective of, well, maybe he's all this rest, be it just to heal up the knee, but also healing up that back and just resting everything and making sure that, when he returns, the time is right for him. And then maybe it lines up with a big need for the Bengals as well when he does return. So I'm with you. It's kind of one of those, life rafts or pontoon boats or something like that. Like you kind of keep it and you never hope, in a way you hope you don't need to use it, but it's great to have it when you have one,
Right, exactly. And the thing that you put on the pup list, that's 6 extra weeks that he has to rest. And so he can pull the Ndamukong Suh, only start playing like halfway through the season. So I think it's pretty cool here.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I agree with you about the roster holes and all that kind of lack thereof. There are some questions you now have to. The questions really center around at this point younger players or brand new players coming in and stepping it. So, is Irv Smith going to step up the way we all kind of think he's going to? Right. Is Dax Hill? I actually watched a couple of games just randomly late last night, and I actually rewatched the Bengals Tampa Bay game. By the way, that was just crazy. That game, you kind of forget all this stuff, but
I was at that game.
Bengals were down 17-0 against Tom Brady on his home field, and they come all the way back and beat him pretty they soundly, right? They came back and took care of business. So that was kind of crazy. But in that game, Dax Hill had a nice, couple nice moments, a nice tackle, I think, for loss on a run play. And so he's a guy that, you hope that steps into a role and play. I think we all believe that Cam Taylor-Britt's going to step up and play well this year, but still, there's not a ton of sample size for some of these guys. And so in that respect, those are where the major questions are. But really, I think to your point, this is, while we've all felt pretty great about things the past couple of off seasons and heading into the season, this is probably the most confident I think we can all be about this team at this point over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, exactly. The only group, there's two things I won't even say I'm worried about. It's stuff to figure out. Tight end room, they signed Wilcox, which I called that on Bengals and Bruce 2 weeks ago that he's coming back because they need another tight end. They needed one. And then for me is the backup running back. Is it going to be Travion Williams? Is it going to be Chase Brown? Who's going to take the runs that Samardzija had? That's where I'm curious. Is Mixon going to take more, or is it going to be Travion Williams? Is finally going to have his chance to do this? That's going to be interesting to see how that dynamic works out. Because Chase Brown, they're going to give him the ball too, because they drafted him for a reason. So I think that's going to be an interesting.
They may have backup running back by committee. It may not be. I know that it was Mixon and then Pirine was kind of just, the guy as the backup running back. They may find that splitting carries between those two. Who knows what's going on with Chris Evans? That mystery still continues. So, they may find that it's more of a committee and not necessarily a, 1, 2, 3. It's more 1, 2A, 2B type of thing. And I think Travion is really well-rounded, in terms of what he can do. They need to have guys back there that can pass protect. Travion's done that in limited snaps. He's shown a little bit of that. So, I expect to see, a bit of both. I don't know that there's going to be, at least from what I see so far, a scale tipping way heavily into Travion or Chase Brown. I think maybe more Travion early just because he's the veteran, but I wouldn't doubt it I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of a by committee approach for backup running back.
It might come in to see who can pass block the best. I mean,
Right.
That might be what it comes down to. Now, Charles here has a question. He said, my computer will work. Come on, bring it up there. He said, are you guys buying all the hype with the Ravens with the new additions of OBJ and Zay Flowers? Do you think the Ravens can score enough points to hang with us?
Well, let me just say this. Whatever you think about them or your hatred to these teams, I mean, there's no doubt that the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens are two of the most well-run organizations in football, really.
Blah, blah, blah. Whatever, AC.
They are. That's why they're always in it, man.
I know.
They're always in it.
I know.
But we have seen how many times have we seen the Baltimore Ravens go after a veteran wide receiver that's kind of bounced around a little bit, that maybe was a bit, remember Michael Crabtree? They had that a few years ago, and he kind of had a modicum of success with them. They also draft the really, really speedy guys in the first round, at the end of the first round of drafts, Rashad Bateman and Torrey Smith and all these guys. And yeah, they put up okay numbers, but they've never lived up to, where they've drafted some of these guys. So I think OBJ I've read some stuff on him. He's hungry. He was ready to come back. I think he's very, very eager. I don't know that he's going to be the same guy. I don't know
ACLs.
I don't think they necessarily need him to be the New York Giants of whatever that was, 2014 OBJ, right? I don't think they need him to be that.
Right.
But if he can give them, a viable, 60, 70 catches, 1,000-yard season, that's going to be a problem for teams. I just don't know if he can do that. I don't know that he can do that right now. And I think it comes down to, again, this is what the Baltimore Ravens do. They do, Lamar is talented, but they do a lot of stuff with the running backs. They have a unique running scheme with all the multiple backs. They have a good offensive line, always a sound defense, and they've got the best field goal kicker that's probably ever existed. So, our guy's pretty good too. But I mean, Justin Tucker's he's
been doing it longer.
Yeah, but I mean, you look back to what was the game last year? That was it a Sunday night game where, where did they score? 17 points or whatever, and
right.
It just seems like they're always around that 17 to 23 points for the Baltimore Ravens, regardless of who they bring in, if Lamar's healthy or not. That's just kind of seems to be where they are. Justin Tucker is attempting 2 to 3 field goals a game. And so I don't know that they're going to explode and be this 30-plus point team all of a sudden. But, they do have some weapons, and their tight ends are scary. That's the position group that scares me about that team.
Yeah, the thing is, either way, it's an AFC North battle. The Ravens, I cussed, Ratbirds and the Squealers always got a good defense. Like you said, they're always a well-run team. They're not going to be easy teams to beat. But talent-wise, we should beat them. We should. I'm not saying we should crush them or anything like that, but it should be the win column for us.
Do you think they split with the teams in the division this year?
Dude, 99% of the time, I always pick a split. I almost always pick split because they're so balanced, and it's their defense. Their defenses are so freaking good. Yeah, and that's because I was just before I started on here. NFL Network had the AFC wild card game from last year in the jungle with the Hubbard. Hubbard and Jungle Run? I can't remember. Sam Hubbard ran to the end zone. I can't remember.
Rumble in the Jungle.
Rumble in the Jungle. Thank you. Yeah. Still, Hubbard in the Jungle. I don't know what they call it. Anyway, I was at the damn game. I can't remember what they call it. But I forgot, because you always remember that play. Right. I forgot how close that game was. Their defense is no joke. The Steelers' defense is no joke. I hate to say it. The Browns' defense is no joke. I hate to say it, but it's true. I think our offense is better. I think our offensive line is better. So I always pick a split.
And look at the 2 Steeler games last year between the Bengals and the Steelers. The first one obviously was just weird and crazy at the end there, but they lost.
Yeah.
And then the second one, that wasn't a skate in the park either, right? Mm-hmm. That was a back and forth game and kind of a
second whiteout game too.
A stressful one there. So, and that's with rookie Kenny Pickett and all kinds of different things. So, it's still, some may not agree. I think it's the toughest division in football. But based on the talent of the teams, the style of play. So yes, in a way, I don't want to say I'm afraid of the Ravens, but they are a legitimate threat, a very good team. they've had quarterback health issues the last couple of years, but I think the Steelers are going to be tough. I think all the teams are going to be tough in the division, but I do still think maybe by a narrow margin that the Ravens are kind of the biggest competition for the Bengals in that division, and one of the stiffest competitions in the AFC for them.
Oh yeah, I think it's going to come down to us and the Ravens again. I do not believe in Kenny Pick six. I mean, I haven't seen, and maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Mike Tomlin's won with Duck before, so I don't know. We'll see, but I definitely think it's between us and the Ravens, and it'll be interesting to see how OBJ does after coming back from 2 ACLs, because I mean his thing was his speed and his athletic ability. 2 ACLs is kind of hard to recover from. So
he may need to reinvent his game, man.
He might. Yeah.
He might need to be. He was with the Giants 4-3-4-4 OBJ that was making the one-handed crazy leaping catches and all kinds of stuff. He may need to be kind of more of a reliable chain moving guy and work the sticks a little bit more, work the sidelines a little bit more, and not necessarily maybe pop the occasional deep ball if he can. But and I don't want to doubt the guy. He's a hell of a talented guy, but I mean, like you said, I mean that's a lot to overcome. So he may just need to kind of reinvent his game a little bit in order to be effective and play well in that system, right?
Right, exactly. Now I agree with Jim here. I found out Jim's a Chiefs fan, so he's evading Who Dey Nation, but he's been cool. But I do agree with him. He said if Pickett is good this year, then it's going to be a rough division. If Pickett is good, that's I mean the Steelers need him to be good. If he's good, you got him, you got Joe. I mean, you got Deshaun. We don't know where we're going to get from Deshaun. I mean, if he's back to 2020 Deshaun, then the Browns can be good.
Part of what's going to make Pickett good, I think, of course, his own development and everything with that. But I think there's also the element of, is Pickens going to take a year or two leap, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Is Deontay Johnson going to continue to be a pretty solid receiver in the league? Is Najee Harris going to kind of reestablish himself? He's kind of had a little bit of an up and down career. I read on the Steelers SB Nation site behind the steel curtain, there may or may not be maybe some wavering opinions on if he's going to be signed for that 5th-year option, Najee Harris. So,
right.
I think it is dependent upon Pickett's own development, but I think some of the guys have to develop around him as well. The offensive line a couple of years ago wasn't that great, a little bit better last year. And then, of course, they've got just a sound defense as they always do. So, Pickett has to do his own work, but I think the guys around him have to develop well too.
Poor chap here says Lamar is going to struggle because he cannot throw the ball down the field accurately, and that's not a wrong statement. But I mean, he can get it down there sometimes, and he's done it against the Bengals. So I mean, it seems like he can't do it often, or I won't say often, consistently. That's the word I'm looking for. But he can get it down there, and he sometimes he does put it in the right spot. I mean, Lamar is a unique football player. He's one of a kind. He can make plays. The Bengals and Lou, I think, have the last couple of years kind of figured out how to contain him. Now that he's got his new contract, I would be more curious to see if he's more aggressive, than he was last couple of years. I think he was kind of holding back a little because he didn't want to get hurt or whatever,
I go back to a couple. I know on the Sunday night game, there was a wide open deep ball that he threw and he overthrew. I think there was maybe 2 in that game, if I remember correctly. So there's been a couple when he's played the Bengals the last couple of times that he's overshot the deep ball on guys that were pretty wide open. I think there was also one, I think it was in 21. Same thing occurred there. So, I mean, I can remember a couple of games where there's been a couple of instances of deep balls where he just hasn't been able to hit it. It's not an arm strength issue.
No, he can throw it.
It's not an arm strength. It's a touch, timing, all of that. I think part of that is on him. I think part of that is, as we've talked about, they've had a revolving door of wide receivers, right? Yeah. It's just like Sammy Watkins and Deshaun Jackson. And now you got, so I think it's not all on Lamar for not having that timing or touchdown on the deep ball, but I do think part of that is on him. But the fact of the matter is, we know he is absolutely lethal in short area passing, intermediate passing, utilizing the tight ends, making things happen with his legs, both kind of scrambling away from pressure and then throwing a nice ball, or taking off and running for a first down. He can do a lot of things well throwing the football. I'm interested. I think it was Charles in your chat room saying, the Ravens are tweaking some things on their offense. So I'm interested to see how he adapts to that. And if he's going to clean up some of the issues that at least I have seen against the Bengals with the deep ball that he's missed, he has missed in last couple of games, or if that's maybe going to continue. And again, I don't think that's all him. I think there's, receiving core issues as well. But, if they want to kind of take the next step as an offense, the Ravens, that is, they got to start hitting that deep ball regularly.
Yeah, they're like drafting 25 tight ends and no wide receivers, which I've never understood.
Their tight ends are good, though.
Oh, they got great tight ends, but their tight ends are awful. All right, Tebow here's. Do you see the Bengals and 2 AFC North teams making it to the playoffs, or with the way the rest of the AFC is stacked with QBs, are the Bengals the only North team to get in? I think there's going to be 2 again. I think it's going to be us and the Ravens like it was last year.
Yeah, I think it's 2 there. Probably, I mean, you could say 2 or 3 maybe from the East, right? I mean, and
are you counting the Jets as one of those?
I mean, you would probably put them in there. I think I don't know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do this year, but I mean, when you've looked at the Jets the last couple of years, the only thing that has derailed their season has been quarterback play.
Right.
And so I think they've built a talented team already. And then you throw in Aaron Rodgers there. Aaron Rodgers, he's Aaron Rodgers, so he's going to be good. But is it going to be like just this,
MVP?
Here's the Hall of Fame guy because of a change of scenery type of year? Mm-hmm. Or is this going to be, one of those, hey, we've tried to put a square peg in a round hole and it's just not working as well as we thought, and maybe they have a winning season but either squeak into wild card, lose first round, or don't make it. I mean, you got the Bills, the Dolphins are pretty stacked. You've got the Jets. I mean, the Patriots are competitive because of who their coach is. So I mean, there's a lot of teams in there that you could argue could be in the playoffs and knock an AFC North team out. But I mean, those 2 divisions are probably the 2 to watch. The South, I think, is pretty weak. And so, the West is interesting. What are the Broncos going to do? Right. I mean, how are they going to bounce back, if at all? You got the Chiefs there, of course. Raiders, they're kind of all over the place.
Raiders don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
They let Carr
made the playoffs last year, but absolutely collapsed. So, I mean,
I still don't understand why they got rid of Derek Carr. I literally, I didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. You didn't have a quarterback, and then you got Garoppolo. Is Garoppolo even still is he still on the roster, or is he? I'm so confused by that.
He's on the Raiders, right?
Yeah, he's with the Raiders, but he got hurt, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he's hurt. I have to look a little harder at that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's that whole Raiders situation that didn't make it.
And then they've got Josh Jacobs holding out unless he signed something today, and I didn't see it. But, that's not going to be good for them. So.
Yeah, so my thing with Aaron Rodgers is I'm curious because it's going to happen. He's going to have a bad game or something, and the New York media is going to go after him.
Right.
How's he going to handle that? He's a California guy who's been in Green Bay his whole career.
Hey, come on.
California cool dudes, man. But I'm just, he likes to control the narrative, control the media as much as he can. I think that's why he goes on the Pat McAfee show and stuff. He might not be able to control that as much as he's used to. That's all I'm saying.
That's a really interesting point. And I think if you remember, there was some of that stuff when Favre went there, right? When he went there for that 1 year, and they were playing really, really well, and then things, really took a nosedive. And I don't know how he handled. I mean, you've seen that. I mean, talking baseball, I mean, I remember Randy Johnson and how he imploded when he was with the Yankees.
He imploded walking to the press conference.
Right.
Randy Johnson did.
Right. So you never know how some of these guys are going to react, especially when they're in these, quote, smaller market teams or something like that. I think I don't know. I mean, they'll either go after him or they're going to roll out the red carpet for him because the Jets have just wanted this kind of player for so long.
Right.
Taste of it with, like I said, with Favre, and they've just, I think Sanchez, he was kind of doing some good things with them, and then, when things started to fall apart, he had a tough time there as well. So I don't know. That's a good point though about the media and handling of things, depending on how the season goes.
Apparently, we have a special guest showing up to the studio. It's
Wow.
it's my boy Chandler. What are you doing? Don't
Well,
mess my camera.
If they can't see me.
Yeah, yes, they can. They literally can see you. You're right there.
I'm just telling everyone right now. Money line Reds tonight. It's happening. Ellie De La Cruz. He's gonna hit another 500-foot bomb tonight.
He's gonna hit it out of the stadium this time.
There you go. There you go.
He did yesterday. He did.
Well, he's gonna hit the car this time. I think.
Oh yeah, man.
He's got to hit the car. You never know who's going to show up down at the ice cave here. So anyway, AC, you've been on. I've been on for an hour. You've been on for a half hour. You came on short notice. We got our wires crossed, and you're sitting in the car. I don't want to keep you any longer. Tell everybody about Orange and Black, the Cincy Jungle, and everything you got going on.
Yeah, Orange and Black Insider is the podcast YouTube channel. The Orange and Black Insider, and it's part of the Cincy Jungle Podcast Network. And there's a couple of shows that we have there, and then do a little writing and stuff at cincyjungle.com too. So we relay news, we break news, we do opinion stuff, we do analysis, and then of course on our show we kind of do some of the same things as well. Have some fun guests, and have some fun with it. So check it out on all the audio streamers, YouTube, Cincy Jungle, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. We usually do live shows. We've sprinkled in some other narrative or other fun videos of late, so hopefully people have liked that. But appreciate you letting me talk about it, and appreciate the invitation, good sir. Sorry I couldn't make it the full Monty here, but crazy day, crazy week. But I appreciate you inviting me on as always.
However I can get the Godfather on, I'll take him. Now I got Jason Garrison. He's a part of Cincy Jungle. He's going to be on. He does the 3 and Out podcast.
He does, yes.
Yeah, so he'll be on Friday. It'll be the first time he's gotten on here. So I'm trying to get all the Cincy Jungle guys on. So you guys
appreciate you, man.
On.
Appreciate you. So, you're the man. You guys have been doing a lot of good stuff, a lot of cool shows. And how was the whiteout party, dude? You went to it?
Yeah, I did. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was.
You still recovering or what?
No, that was yesterday. I recovered. It took a little while because I'm too old to be doing that stuff anymore. I didn't stay the whole time. I'm like, we got there.
Okay.
They didn't show up till like Mixon and T and TV. They didn't show up till like 11 o'clock. And I'm like, I went and said hi. I'm like, I gotta go. It started getting crazy in there. I'm like, I don't want to get divorced. I want to go home. It was time to leave. So me and Maddie went, but it was a good time though. It was a lot of fun. Never been to anything like that in my life, and I think I look pretty good in white. So,
nice. Yeah, you look slick, sir. You look slick.
Appreciate it, AC.
All right, you're the man.
Who day, brother?
Who day? Thank you, buddy.
Hey, man. All right, guys, go check out the Godfather, John Sheeran, on the Orange and Black Insider podcast. Go check out the Jason Garrison, and what was his co-host name? I already forgot. 3 and Out podcast. Is that what it was? I had it up here and it went away. There it is. Jason Garrison and 3 and Out podcast. So make sure you go check those guys. There you got. I don't know how long they've been doing it. I gotta find out how long they've been doing that podcast, but they're coming on Friday. Tomorrow, like I said, training camp starts. I can't wait. I'll be there. Gonna try to go to all of them like I usually do. Gonna go see my boys. Go see Teddy K. Go see Joey B. Go see Jackpot. Go see T. Go see Jamar. Football season. Say, can you smell it? What's that smell? It's called football, and I love it. I cannot wait. Let's see. I'll get Lawrence here. Ask some baseball real quick. He said, "What do y'all think about Joey Votto playing tonight?" I have not looked at the lineup. So is he starting at first base or is he DH? And I'm okay with it. The thing is, like, somebody is going to sit out every night. We got with CES up here. Somebody's got to sit out. So you don't have enough spots. That's even with the DH, which is just crazy because we have such a talented team. We have to win tonight. I'm hoping we're going to win. Chandler's got money on it. I might go put some money on it. So if we win tonight, we're back to half a game. We win tomorrow, we're up by half a game. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Either way, like I said, enjoy this. It's been a lot of fun watching this team. Watch Ellie De La Cruz. Watch the Reds. Man, let me get the Facebook groups that let me live stream, and I appreciate every single one of them. They are Who Day Nation, Who Day Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar, and then you can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and Threads. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trenable. TikTok is at Iceman90. Threads is, let me read this here. How did I put it? I see this is the new one. It's sports_with_strawberry_ice. That's what I'm on Threads. So that's a new one I'm trying to figure out. I will be pulling this out later on tonight, putting on the podcast on Beanpod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure you rate, like, and review. Leave a 5-star review and a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. YouTubers, you guys are awesome. 2,276 subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you guys. It wasn't for you guys, I won't be able to do this, and I enjoy the hell out of doing this. I love doing this. So thanks for supporting. Tell your friends, stay there. It's my Sports Strawberry Ice. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, please go to the channel, support, tweet it out. Tell everybody I'll see you guys tomorrow. I can tell you on everybody always wants to know who I have on tomorrow because sometimes I forget. That's why I have it in my. Oh, yeah. I have Drew Garrison on tomorrow. So I have Jason Garrison on Friday. I have Drew Garrison on tomorrow. So he's always a good follow. He's working on their show or something. We'll have to find out what in the world Drew is doing, but we'll find out live tomorrow at 5:30. Other than that, go Reds. Let's kick the Brewers' ass. And that's your sports, baby. See ya!
Talked about it yesterday, just that chip on your shoulder. Everyone talking about a neutral AFC championship game, not even thinking about you guys. How much did that motivate you coming into this?
You better send those refunds.
I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. Back-to-back champs, kings of the north with it. Thinking they can hang with us, still ain't jumped out the porch with it. Long bomb to chase every Sunday, watch him go and get it. Double up on him, then we gon' double down on T. Higgins. Then throw Boyd in the mix, now you really iffy. Every Sunday showing boys how to really gritty. They try to shuffle up the game on us, but they ain't icky. Flip the coin, kick the toe right to the go and get it. Never know what's gonna happen when Joe drop back. He get shiesty in the pocket, I get shiesty on the track. Nobody on the team all pro, that's all cap. Most all around team in the NFL, that's all fact. Ain't came across nobody yet that seem like they can hang with us. They said we couldn't be Buffalo, but see how we call they bluff. Underdogs every week, they keep on trying to label us. Put your money on us, even if Vegas don't favor us. No matter what, we really came up, now it's hard to fail. I dare you come across that middle, Von gon' ring your bell. I know we under they skin, them boys built frail. Eli Apple out there chirping like a next tail. You don't want Salmon Trey to come off them ends. Rita clogging up the middle like a big body Benz. Right behind them Logan and Pratt, the turnover twins. Jesse Bates in the backfield just to clean up the loose ends. We just drafted Cam and drafted Hill. Instant gratification every time that they on the field. We can't go back to what we was, cause that's the loser way. It's been hard to throw on us since we picked up a Woozier. It's like win after win, feel like we could really do it. Zach Taylor doing his thing for the city, I give it to him. And I bet Samaji will find a hole if you give it to him. Hayden Hurst don't need a hole, he just plan on running through him. Just hand it off to 28 and let him do the dash. Getting hit by BJ Hill probably feel like a car crash. Every week it seem like Lou digging deeper in his bag. And if the game on the line, all my faith and money match. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. And we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. And we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up.